Hey guys, good morning here on Tuesday. Hey, 2 more days of science. That's the good news. Yes, you're right. I know it's only Tuesday, but we got 2 more days of science. It means Thursday and Friday this week you don't have science. However, today and tomorrow are going to be each a page of the Chapter 6 test. So yes, we do have quite a few pages we're going to go through. But we're going to kind of walk through it step by step. And what's nice, in my opinion, about science tests is you get to use your book. You don't hear me say this often. I'm encouraging you to use your book in science. Now, a lot of jam-packed stuff in here, so I don't want you to try to do this all from memory. I want you to try to look up the answers if you can. So, we're going to review what the test is about today. In addition to, I'm going to show you the test. In fact, it's right here. You're more than welcome to get this out right now. Yes, it is page 1 of the test. And yes, again, you can use your book. Again, not often do you get to spelling. No. You can never use your book for spelling. But science, today, tomorrow, yes, absolutely. In fact, if you can see here, now, we are going to review it. I'm not going to give you every answer. You got to still look up some answers or do it from memory. But you can see right here that I give you the exact page number that every single answer is going to be found. All straight from the book, all straight from what we've gone through. But you can see the exact type of questions I'm asking. We got stuff about what's the biggest ocean and surface area. Talk about the water, right? We got a couple questions on clouds. We got a couple questions on tools that a meteorologist will use, and then a couple things about more of the tools than what a meteorologist uses. So please take your time. Yes, you can see there's only 9 questions for today. We're going to review all of what the test is on here today. We'll do the same thing tomorrow for page 2. But today, just worry about page 1. Sorry, don't worry about it. Pray about it. Work hard at it and look it up. Look up the answers and the page numbers that I give you. Again, I'm going to review a lot of it. I'm not going to give you every answer. That would be a test. You still need to look it up, but I am going to review a lot of what the test is on. If you remember from last week, we got a great big world that God created, but most of it, 3/4 of it, is water. And most of that water is salt water. All the oceans, which is most of the blue you can see here, is salt water. Yes, you know all the little tanks we have in Arizona, but they're not even big enough to show on the map. They're really only some of the bigger freshwater tanks or lakes are the Great Lakes here in the United States. And we got the big Caspian Sea over here and things like that. Most other lakes are not big enough to see from space. Oceans are. In fact, oceans again are 75% or 3/4 of our world. And so therefore, most of the world is salt water, which we can't drink. You hear the thing, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. If you're out in the ocean, you get really thirsty, you can't drink water. You can't drink it. Your body can't handle that much salt. But, especially what's going to be the test tomorrow, God, in His infinite wisdom, had the water cycle, so water evaporates, not salt, so therefore the salt stays behind the ocean, and nice fresh water evaporates, and it rains fresh water all over the world. Now remember, another part of your test is all about clouds. If you remember some of our clouds we learned last week, the cirrus clouds, those are those wispy ones. That generally means the warm air is rising and it's literally pushing the clouds, kind of scraping them. And that's why it looks like, a little splotch of paint that you put a paintbrush across, or a horsetail, sometimes they're called. That's what's actually going on way up there in the sky. And it generally means that a warm front is coming. A stratus cloud, these are those big flat clouds. I'm talking like a whole blanket or almost a whole sky as far as you can see. Or this big blanket cloud. Those are stratus clouds. That generally means the front is right here. Those fronts we talk about, the cold fronts moving in and the warm fronts moving in, it just means a change in weather. And generally that's signified by here. You can see the whole front in the picture here moving in. that either brings colder weather behind it or warmer weather. And when that cold front and warm air front, a lot of times that's where, it's not a lot of times, it's where the clouds all form, and a lot of times it rains when a different front is coming. That signifies a change in weather. If you ever see the word alto before, like alto stratus clouds, it just means they're super high in the air. That's really all it means. We can have alto cirrus clouds. It just means cirrus clouds that are really, really high in the sky. Now, cumulus clouds, these are those big, nice, puffy ones that generally look like kind of whipped cream on the top of your hot cocoa cup, but they generally signify a nice, calm day. Remember with cirrus clouds where you had the warm air really rising and it wisping, literally dragging the clouds across? Well, cumulus clouds don't have that at all, right? In fact, you can tell there's hardly any wind blowing because the clouds are just a big, puff of cloud, not really moving much. That signifies a nice, calm day. That's generally what's happening when there's not a lot of wind, just a nice, fair day. Now, don't be confused here, because sometimes cumulus clouds, when they're holding a lot of rain, that can be where cumulus clouds are the storm clouds. If you see the word nimbus, at the end, that means it is carrying a lot of rain. This is a cumulonimbus cloud. It is a cumulus cloud that, it just got so much rain that it's about to rain. Now, sometimes when it's a nice soft rain, just barely coming down, that's generally from a cumulonimbus cloud. Some of these, though, can produce some very powerful storms. Part of your test today is what we just learned yesterday. Meteorologist tools, like the thermometer. The thermometer measures air temperature, right? I hope you don't think I'm trying to speed through this, but this is review just from yesterday, and so if you want to pause it, if you see something on your test, you can definitely do that, but I'm going to go a little bit quicker than yesterday. A barometer measures the air pressure. You remember that high pressure generally means sunny and fair. Low pressure, there's low pressure in the air. It generally means stormy and cloudy, just like this is saying. An anemometer, if you remember, the faster these little cups go, the faster the wind speed is. That's what an anemometer measures. A wind vane simply tells you from which way the wind is coming. If it's pointing north, that means the wind is coming from the south and making it face north. A rain gauge simply tells you how much rainfall there is. If there's no rain, no rainfall. If there's 50 millimeters, that means 50 millimeters of rain fell yesterday or whenever it rained. A hygrometer measures the humidity. Again, Peridot, Arizona is not the best place to learn about humidity, because generally it's really a lot of high pressure and not a lot of water in the air, because there's not a lot of precipitation and rain. But as we talked about yesterday, during monsoon season, you can really tell the difference of when there's humidity in the air. It just feels more sticky and sweaty. It's because there's a lot of water in the air. Now again, this is the test. I wasn't trying to rush through it, but we just went through some of that either last week or yesterday. And yes, you can and you should use your book to help you out. And you should look at these page numbers. Those are where the answers can be found to the question, and I strongly suggest you look through those. I strongly suggest you find the answer there. 9 questions a day. I don't exactly remember, but about the same tomorrow for day 2 of the test. And then again, Thursday, Friday, a little Christmas present, no science for you. But hey guys, Lord's blessings to you today as you praise your Savior.